Japan's Nikkei Economic News reports that in the first half of 2023, China surpassed Japan in car exports for the first time, becoming the world's leading exporter. New energy cars, including pure electric vehicles, are driving China's export success. Notably, Tesla's Shanghai factory exported over 180,000 vehicles from China to overseas markets, and the major Chinese manufacturer, BYD, exported more than 80,000 vehicles. According to predictions by Alex Partners, pure electric vehicles are expected to constitute 39% of new car sales in China by 2027. Globally, it is projected that pure electric vehicles will make up 23% of sales by 2027. This demonstrates China's rapid adoption of pure electric vehicles, primarily due to the Chinese government's subsidy policies for electric car purchases. By 2030, it is estimated that 65% of pure electric vehicles sold in China will be from Chinese brands such as BYD. However, the true state of China's new energy car industry raises concerns, revealing a hidden conspiracy by the Chinese Communist Party (CP) to disrupt the international car market with low-cost new energy cars. This has prompted reactions from both the European Union and the United States. BBC News Chinese reporter Xi'an explains that if you open YouTube and search for Chinese electric cars, you are likely to encounter two types of content. One type shows vast numbers of subpar electric cars left abandoned in fields, seemingly endless in number. The other type features bloggers purchasing Chinese-made electric cars at unbelievably low prices to test their performance limits, drawing attention to these budget vehicles. The year has already been termed a great year for Chinese electric cars. In the first quarter, China exported 1.7 million vehicles, surpassing Japan's 954,000 vehicles and becoming the world's largest car exporter for the first time. New energy vehicles contributed to a quarter of this achievement, with a growth rate exceeding 100%. However, upon closer examination, there are concerning issues. China's top position in car exports is based on the number of units exported. In terms of revenue, Germany, a traditional car manufacturing powerhouse, still holds the top position, relegating China to a much lower rank. Most of the new energy vehicles exported from China belong to the entry-level AO category. Despite appearances, Chinese companies' profits remain severely limited. Let's delve into how China's new energy car industry has risen. Starting in 2010, China formally began providing subsidies for new energy cars, investing nearly 150 billion Chinese yuan within 12 years. In just 5 years, new energy car sales in China multiplied by 40, reaching 330,000 vehicles and securing a global top position. Over the following 8 years, sales increased another 20-fold, with an expected figure of 8 million vehicles for this year. However, this rapid development came at a cost. In 2016, shortly after China became the world's largest new energy car market, an official inspection revealed that 72 companies had fraudulently claimed over 9 billion Chinese yuan in subsidies, despite the total subsidy budget being just 33 billion Chinese yuan. Many of the previously mentioned abandoned cars were hastily produced as part of this subsidy scam. As this year unfolds, it has become clear that the Chinese electric car industry is not just growing, but there are deeper concerns, including the sinister actions of the Chinese Communist Party. This conspiracy involves exploiting low-cost new energy cars to disrupt the international car market, rather than genuinely addressing carbon emissions and environmental concerns. In response to this, both the European Union and the United States have taken action. Host Liu Baoji from the Taiwanese news program Critical Moment says Chinese new energy cars may appear to be thriving with high market share. But what's terrifying, now that financial reports are out, they're losing money with every car sold, which goes entirely against market principles. The key is not in selling cars, but in deceiving the Chinese government for subsidies. Current affairs commentator Huang Shikong remarks, "That's right. Although China claims to be the world's leading seller and producer of electric cars, you can see these scenes everywhere in various provinces and cities. All these are new energy vehicles left idle, forming what is essentially a graveyard of cars." In this situation, the quality of the newly produced energy vehicles is naturally very poor. Xi'an Fengmin, vice chairman of the China Consumers Association for Quality and Safety Promotion and former head of the Enforcement and Inspection Division of the National Quality Inspection Administration, says in China there are now 8 self-ignitions in new energy vehicles every day. According to statistics from the Emergency Management Department, in the first quarter of 2023 alone, the self-ignition rate of new energy vehicles in China increased by 32%. Look at the terrifying attacks within the country. These substandard products designed and produced by new energy vehicle manufacturers are essentially mobile bombs, just more concealed. If someone wants to attack a place, they can simply park the car there, and it will self-ignite. A new energy vehicle self-ignited on the roadside, burning for nearly 2 hours before it was extinguished. In a monitored incident, a new energy car that had been purchased for 26 days caught fire and exploded after charging for 5 minutes. A new energy vehicle caught fire by the roadside, taking nearly 2 hours to extinguish. Surveillance footage captured a concerning incident where a new energy car, just 26 days old, suddenly emitted smoke and exploded after a 5-minute charging session. The visually appealing white electric vehicle vanished in an instant amidst white smoke, followed by an explosion and a fire. The car owner was taken by surprise as this accident occurred while the owner was with family, dining in a building in Beijing and charging their beloved car. Similar incidents have occurred in Nanning, Guangxi, where a BYD car owner received a sudden notification from a neighbor that their car was on fire. On February 19th in Anshan, Liaoning, China, an electric car on the road caught fire and burned intensely. Some netizens commented that new energy cars, when they catch fire, can emit flames, causing significant fires in the vicinity, which is quite frightening. They emphasized the importance of valuing life and staying away from new energy vehicles. A horrifying moment was captured on a surveillance camera in Hangzhou. An electric car suddenly exploded while in motion, and the father and daughter on board fell to the ground, engulfed in flames, shouting for help. An eyewitness described hearing a loud explosion, followed by the fire. After seeing this, I quickly pulled out 2 fire extinguishers. After extinguishing the fire, I couldn't bear to look at the little girl as it was too distressing. Her father sat there with all his clothes burned off. In another incident of an electric car explosion, a situation in Guangdong left people astounded. The distressed individual in the video was the car owner. She had asked for a ride back home from a designated driver who placed their folding electric bicycle in the car's trunk. Shockingly, the bicycle exploded into flames. On a Hangzhou highway toll station one morning, a frightening accident occurred. A white car, seemingly unmanned, soared into the air after hitting a road divider. Within seconds, a massive fire accompanied by billowing smoke erupted. The entire car turned into charred remains quickly. Despite the swift response of the fire department and nearby residents, all 4 people in the car had no chance to escape. They all lost their lives. In the BYD Yuan model, the car doors couldn't be opened. Fortunately, there was no self-ignition. Some BYD car owners also reported their vehicles showing a sudden range drop to 0 while having a 100-kilometer range. However, under the continued subsidy policies of the Chinese Communist Party (CP) government, mainland China has consecutively ranked first globally in the production and sales of new energy vehicles for 8 years, particularly in 2022, when mainland China produced 758 million new energy vehicles and sold 6.8887 million, marking growth rates of 97% and 93%, respectively. Emerging automotive forces in mainland China, such as Geely, BYD, NIO, Li Auto, and XPeng, have been embraced by capital markets. Contemporary Amperec Technology Company Limited had become the largest power battery manufacturer. Amid the China-US tech war, mainland China's automotive industry aims to make a breakthrough in the field of new energy vehicles without being constrained by the United States. Behind this continued explosive growth, there have been issues emerging as unscrupulous individuals take advantage of policy subsidies, resulting in a chaotic situation where a large number of new energy vehicles are abandoned in urban and suburban areas. Insiders have revealed that from 2014 to 2018, these were the years with the most severe irregularities. Many of the new energy vehicles produced by car manufacturers were rated for a range of 250 kilometers, but in reality, they could not even travel 100 kilometers. This led to a situation where a large number of vehicles were produced but couldn't be used, and they ended up piled in open areas, effectively forming an alternative graveyard. Subsequent problems go beyond just misappropriated public funds and wasted cars. Rural land has been unreasonably occupied by these graveyards, and a large number of discarded old batteries have not been properly recycled, causing even greater environmental damage. This situation completely contradicts the initial purpose of developing new energy vehicles for energy conservation and environmental protection, resulting in a lose-lose scenario. On October 6, 2023, the European Union officially announced the initiation of an anti-subsidy investigation into pure electric vehicles imported from China to determine whether to impose anti-dumping tariffs. The president of the EU Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, had proposed this investigation in September. The EU is concerned about the proliferation of inexpensive Chinese electric cars in the European market, which it perceives as a threat to the European electric vehicle industry. The EU Commission points out that Chinese-made vehicles currently occupy 8% of the European electric car market, and this share is likely to increase to 15% by 2025. Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the EU Commission, had previously warned that the global market is flooded with cheap Chinese electric cars, and their prices are artificially suppressed due to substantial national subsidies. Bruce cited the business consulting firm AlixPartners, stating that between 2016 and 2022, Chinese authorities provided subsidies of $57 billion for pure electric and hybrid energy vehicles. These subsidies played a significant role in China becoming the world's largest producer of electric cars and surpassing Japan as the world's largest car exporter. In response to concerns, U.S. automotive giant Ford decided to halt its plans for a $3.05 billion factory in Michigan, USA, in partnership with Chinese battery manufacturer CATL Temporary Amperex Technology Company, Limited. The proposed battery factory was located near Marshall, Michigan, and aimed to employ 2,500 people while producing batteries for up to 400,000 electric vehicles annually. Part of the concern among Republican lawmakers was the potential for Chinese influence and infiltration through the technology licensing agreements with CATL. In summary, it is evident that the Chinese Communist Party (CCP) is exporting a significant number of low-cost new energy vehicles worldwide. Their objective seems not to be solving global carbon emission issues, but rather to provide substantial subsidies to domestic car manufacturers, encourage the production of low-quality, low-priced new energy vehicles for export worldwide, and disrupt the established global automotive production and sales landscape. This strategy involves using inferior products to drive out superior ones, thereby gaining control over the entire automotive industry. The ultimate aim appears to be the CCP's control of the world economy. Therefore, it is crucial to remain vigilant. Avoid electric vehicles produced by the CCP and stay away from what could be viewed as a time bomb. Do not be deceived by the CCP's propaganda.